Okay. We'd like to call the meeting of the, what is today, August 17th?
August 16th.
16th. Regular police commission meeting to order. It's 7:02 by the clock on the wall. Any additions and deletions to the agenda?
Nay.
No, sir. And just for the record, we have a quorum tonight, but Mr. Ranka and Mr. Hubbard were unable to attend. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the July 19th regular police commission meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving into the action items, we have two. Ken, do you want to, or Doug, you want to say anything about removing the probationary status for clerk dispatcher Linden and Erd?
Both completed their probation time, and they need to be removed out of probation. So we need to vote for the commission to do that.
So they are
Doing good on the job, performing well. Good,
happy with
good,
them.
absolutely, and a good part of the team.
They happy to be-
Yes, everybody's happy to be here.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve?
Can I ask one question, Paul?
Yes.
Just for the record, is that, when it says effective January 25th on the one, does that mean July, or is that
No,
January?
we did not remove her off probation. No reason why. We just did a clerical error on our part. That's it.
I asked,
That was during the transition of administrations, so.
I asked Jessica the same question and was very rudely put in my place.
No, I just,
Good job, Jessica. We appreciate that.
It's
Thank you.
January, it's January is when she would have completed her probation and.
yeah, I just meant for the record, that's all. It's not a big deal.
Okay, a motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Welcome them as permanent employees. Thank you. All right, we also have an action item to approve the hiring of a school crossing guard. Can you just give us a little short background on that?
There's a little flyer that Jessica made. So we're responsible for the crossing guard at Meridian Elementary School. We haven't had one in the last 2 years. We had a crossing guard, part-time that did it. She was unable to do it last year because of whatever reasons. So I would go in the mornings and do the crossing guard. I wasn't always able to make it in the afternoons also. We're asking the police commission to, I sent you guys a little thing about it in the email, to approve a part-time at-will crossing guard.
Is it going to be a single person or a couple of people sharing?
We have we've already posted for it, just collecting applications. We have 2 applications at this point. So we're fine with however we can work out a schedule. One person's better, but maybe one in the mornings, one in the afternoons. We only have 2 applications at this point. So.
I know we've done this for years, Joe. I mean, you started out with, I think, Kathy Coulsap,
Correct.
and I know you covered it a lot.
Yeah, if I could just say one thing before, it's okay, just before we vote on it. Doug talked to me about this before, and Doug, I want to just say thank you for something. As you know, I was a long-term substitute teacher at Meridian School after I retired, and I noticed that our crossing guard wasn't there a lot. And I advised the last group, and I also advised Doug that now, not previous, but I advised the last group that there's case law on that, and also under the state police guidelines and under immunity for a city, that appellate court judge said that a city cannot get immunity if there's negligence, and there was a large lawsuit because they stated they couldn't afford the crossing guard. Well, I just want to say that Doug took this, and I didn't even come to Doug on it. Again, I tried to let the others know that, and it is what it is. I mean, it's gone. We've had no issues. That's a good thing. But I just want to personally thank Doug that you've moved forward with this. This is huge. This can bankrupt a township, a city, if you have one issue and they say you were negligent and you should have known better, and you had a crossing guard for 10 years, and then they stopped for a couple of years. And I just appreciate now that you're taking the helm and you're taking over, and you have the forethought to look forward. And as I stated, Doug came to me with this. I didn't come to Doug. So I personally say thank you, and I know that's from the people of Groseal, the mothers and fathers of those children. That is one hairy traffic area. There isn't a doubt in my mind. So again, I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but when you deserve credit, I say thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully we can get some applications, because it's
Whatever you got to do, but
hard to cover that position. But
this is something that some people don't think is important, and it could wipe a township out in the negligence suit.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments?
No, I just thank you to the officers that have been covering it without having the crossing guard. And Chief, I know you've been there most of the time that I've seen. So
a lot of the officers, the day shift officers have stepped up, and the afternoons have come in. We've had to pay some overtime to cover it also.
right,
It's not perfect, but we've covered the best we can. That's why we're putting in for this right now.
very good. Thank you.
Try to get this started. We still have to complete a background investigation and do some steps of the hiring process. We would like to try to get this in place by the time school starts or near that time, as best we can, but it all depends on applicants. And it's on the website, it's posted on the website. Is that right, Jessica? It's on the website, so. Whenever we can fill it. There's no closure date on it, so.
Motion to approve moving forward on hiring of the school crossing guard.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved.
Thanks again, Doug, really. It's huge.
Okay, department updates, discussion items. Chief?
I have a couple items here that we're going to add on to this, but it'll be quick bullet points. Going in order, gun range contract update. So Trenton asked us, ours has expired, so Trenton had asked us to get back into a new contract. The township attorney had reviewed it. It's been approved. We're waiting for the one more signature from Utah. And then with negotiating with Trenton, we've actually lowered the monthly cost or the yearly cost of the contract significantly. So it's going to be a cost savings in the future for that. And thank you for Trenton for allowing us to use their gun range. The second item, union tentative agreement. So this is their union contract. They're at the TEA level, tentative agreement level. It has not been signed and approved by the board yet. So we don't have our official numbers on the impact to our budget that will come later on down the line. So one thing we do know, they're going to be moving to 12-hour shifts. That's one of the things that all parties agree on. So that'll start in October. Eligibility list for update for police officer. So today we had 7 applications. By the time it closed, only 6 are going to be viable. So on the 25th of this month, the administration is going to do the preliminary interviews, and then September 8th, I believe, is when we're going to ask the commissioners to come in to do the second round of interviews. So we'll have to see how that plays out with this first batch of officers. They all have experience in their departments. They're all current working police officers. Budget, we're still on track.
Sorry, Doug, may I
Sorry.
ask a
Yeah.
question? When you say come in, did you say interviews or to review?
We're gonna do the initial interviews on the 25th of this month, and on the 8th, we're gonna have you guys come in and conduct the second round of interviews, the police commission, like we've done in the past.
Okay, will we get packets before then?
Yes.
Thank
When we decide who moves forward.
Right.
Yes. Yep. Any other questions on that? Budget, we're moving forward in the budget. This is a lot of stress on the budget, but we're moving forward. And then some of the add-ons is with the promotions of Eric Vasquez over here to my right and Kevin Counts, the sergeant, they've recently moved. Eric has moved. Sergeant Vasquez has moved to midnights until we have the 12-hour shift change, and Sergeant Counts has moved to afternoons until we do the 12 hours. And then Sergeant Vasquez will come back to days, correct? Correct. And then Sergeant Counts will go to midnights. We'll need a third officer at that point to become sergeant, and we're going to be coming to you guys in September for another promotion to take up the last platoon, and that'll be a midnight spot. We've already had that officer. He already selected. He'll take it when that time comes, and we'll bring it to you in September. Okay. And part of that too, if I can continue with Sergeant Vasquez, with me stepping down as the reserve liaison, he's here tonight with Wes Price, Captain Wes Price. He's the new reserve liaison, so he'll be doing the report, I believe, later on. He'll be doing the report, and I know he's going to do a good job. Eric's a very dedicated person, so he will follow through, and he's already made a lot of good contacts with them and taking it and running with it, so it's great. I'm excited for that. Lane White, the dispatcher, the last one we hired, today's her first day on the desk by herself. She's done with her field training program. So we're gonna have we have Celeste Lant moving to the Records Bureau temporarily until that position is filled, which should be pretty soon for the Records Bureau position. That should be filled in the next week. So, I already mentioned about the reserve liaison. That's all I have for the department updates and discussion items. We're working with the township, myself, Sergeant Vasquez and a couple of members. The township forms an IT committee reviewing companies that take over the township's IT department. We're going to be a big part of that. So, is there any questions on the updates and discussion items?
I don't have any.
Fine.
And if I can continue the monthly report, have you guys reviewed those packets, and do you have any questions just to kind of summarize any questions on the monthly reports?
Let's see if I got a note here.
Stats are pretty consistent every month.
On the OWI crash,
Hmm?
said it was pending, but it's also, what's the status?
Those take a little bit of time to come back. That individual was taken to the hospital as a result of the accident. There was a blood draw. That blood sent to the Michigan State Police lab, pending results. So we got to wait for them to come back with the blood, and it can take a couple weeks and longer, just depending on what they have for their caseload. I'm unsure if it's back yet. I haven't followed up to see if it's back yet, but that's the status of that.
Is the LLC compliance check, is that a normal result?
What we had in the last round, it varies year to year. We've had them in the past. I used to be part of that too back in the past, and I think one year I'd gotten 3 establishments, and some years we've gotten 0. It all just depends on what happens at that day and time. There's no chronic businesses. It's just, it happens.
Okay.
Any other questions about the monthly report?
No.
I don't.
Thank you.
All right, and up next will be the reserve report. Unless you guys have anything else for me.
No, sir.
All right. Quick and easy.
Good evening. So I'll quickly go through the reserve report for July 2022. Reserve and cadet hours. The reserve hours were 17 and a half, and the cadet hours were 0. For the July event, we had the Sam Jam Woodhaven, which we supported them, and then we also had the car cruise throughout the island. So just a few events that's coming up or has already passed, but we'll touch on next month, is Trenton PD Jazz Festival, which was assisting with traffic with those folks over there at Trenton PD in the Sheriff's Department. Bikes and Battle Buddies was a charity ride that was over the weekend that we participated in with Michigan State Police, Allen Park, and a few other different agencies which came through the island, which the residents, there was quite a few in support and recording they enjoyed it, you know. So had to do with a charity for Allen Park PD for their honor guard, but also was also a honor for veterans as well. So we have the Sims Run 5K and 1 mile fun run that's coming up on August 20th, so residents need to be aware of that. And then we have Island Car Show, which will be August 27th.
Where is that supposed to be?
No, I believe that's at the airport here. It'll be here at the hangar. So, and that's all I have for this month's report. Any questions?
No questions, but thanks for all your support. You know, it takes a load off the rest of the department.
Appreciate it. I'll turn it over to Sergeant Vasquez.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Since taking over the reserve program, or the unit from Chief Carmack, made a lot of contact with the reserve unit, starting with Captain Price. Pretty much the whole unit, I've either qualified for yearly qualifications for their firearms and/or their background investigations when they first applied. So there's already rapport built with these individuals, which is good. So it's easy to make contact. I've made contact with half of them, just trying to determine between the 8 members that we do have, their commitment and what they're going to be involved in the future. We do have applicants that we're going to be following up to try to get a few more onto the program. I meet with the group this coming Sunday for their monthly meeting, so I'll be able to at least ascertain, where we're at, meet with them individually, just ask them questions as far as needs or wants or where we move forward. So I'm excited about the takeover, and without a doubt, just in dealing with Captain Price in this current position, especially for this past weekend where he had the motorcycle charity ride, Captain Price puts in a tremendous amount of work. Definitely has everything on point. It was an easy event detail that we had. It ran smoothly, and it appeared just on social media alone, and feedback we got, calls to the station, the dispatch, that everybody on the island truly enjoyed it.
Very good.
That's all I have.
I was going to say, I watched, they went, well, first I was launching a boat, so they went across the bridge as I was launching, and then I kept up with them on the little boat going down East River, and then by the time I got to my house, they were passing my house, and it was pretty cool to see them, multiple times. It was awesome to see those guys going past, and the state troopers were cool. They had, lights and sirens and saying hi to everybody, so it was neat. So
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
I also wanted to say I really do appreciate Eric stepping up and taking the reserve program, because it's a big part of our department. It saves a lot of money and functions, and with Eric stepping up to do that, it's a great thing. It's a lot of work. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank you.
him stepping up.
Thanks, sir.
No problem. No problem.
Good deal.
Joe, we're down to the liaison report.
I only have one thing for you tonight. We talked last time, interviews for the township attorney will be the 23rd and 24th. And I'm sorry, but I got to get this for you. It's 6 o'clock. It is an open meeting. I believe it's 6 o'clock. But I do have to check on that with Derek. There was a question at the last commission meeting, though, Paul, and I'm not sure if Jeff wanted to attend or Jeff wanted to be a part of. So the actual interview or to attend to see the interviews. I wasn't quite clear on which way he wanted to go, but
My understanding is that he wanted to attend, not be appointed as part of the interview process at this point.
okay.
But he just wanted to be there to observe. And I think he was going to talk to you, Scott. I think
Okay.
he was going to hope that he could just attend and observe.
All right. Well, the date will be.
Follow your whatevers.
Okay. I want to make sure I got that for you. The date is going to be the 23rd and 24th, but I'll have to get with both of you. I'll just text you. It'll probably be easier. And if it will be an open meeting right here in the township boardroom. And Doug, I'm not quite sure if somebody from the police commission is actually, I'm sorry, police department is actually a part of, not just to go there. for the interview, but let me know what you want me to relay or what you'd like. You can tell me later or whatever, just, so that's all I have for,
I think the discussion there, and I don't know, I think you also were gonna talk to Derek, Doug, because the police do have a lot of interactions with the attorney.
I think the cost is over 50%, I believe. I'm sure Eric would know that the township attorney spends, is it once a week or once every two, all day? Like, yeah, for the court and for the. Once every 2 weeks, and I think sometimes it's over 50% of the cost, So that's why I encourage somebody from the police department. It would be nice, but we'll talk, Doug, whatever you like. So that's it for the liaison report.
My only suggestion would be, Doug, if you talk to Joe and you talk to Derek and you decide, see how Derek wants to handle that.
We've already had discussions, so.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve the monthly reports?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment. We have no citizens or members of the public here, but anyone else have anything to bring up, to discuss that wasn't on the agenda?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Jessica? Okay. Based on that, I guess I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned at 7:25.
Wow.
They- 5 o'clock in the wall.
You guys don't mess with